Hello, I'm Dr. Shipon again. This is the 5th session of cognizant or conscious epigenetic healing. And we're going to focus today on the diet portion of our program. And before we get into what our program is, I want you to understand one concept. And by understanding this concept, I believe you will see why I say that our diet program, refer to the Medi Fitness diet, refer to our books and our website, and you will determine what that is. Calorie restriction. It's a new concept coming into vogue, and with extreme calorie restriction, it does have very significant advantages. And let me describe what that is. And by doing that, I will describe how it affects the body. And this is the most important idea that you should really understand. And in the understanding of this, please, this program is meant for you to take notes, go to our books and website and other books and make your own program. Adapt your own program, because through knowledge, and experience and judgment and some wisdom from various sources, you will develop something for yourself. We'll give you ideas. So calorie restriction, remember, it's exactly what it says, restricting calories, but extreme restriction. Now, what does that do? Calorie restriction has many, many advantages. And these advantages stem from literally the turning on of good genes because of the idea of calorie restriction. The body seems to turn on good genes, and in the brain mediates that. Good genes will be turned on to do many things. So it really does foster our program of genetic involvement, epigenetics, as we had discussed in previous sessions. So in the brain turns on good genes, and that will help the brain too. From a cardiovascular point of view, very important segment of the body, as you know, and the calorie restriction will do a positive function relative to inflammation. It will decrease inflammation significantly. And that's very important relative to heart disease and atherosclerosis. Some of the things that we would check, for instance, in our EMD program, or Evaluation of Medical Diagnostic Program, which is in progress, or we are placing that on the website what it will do, what will calorie restriction do by decreasing inflammation, literally preventing or helping to stop atherosclerotic process. Therefore, diagnostics such as low-density lipoprotein, such as homocysteine, such as markers additionally in C-reactive protein and interleukin 6 and in plasminogen activator inhibitor 1. All of these tests would be affected in a positive way. We'll go from one set to another set once you go on a form of a calorie restriction diet. Remember also that the GI and metabolic system are related. So therefore, as relative to the diet, you will find that your glucose metabolism will be much better. And the insulin sensitivity in a calorie restriction diet would be significantly improved. Major advantages there. And all part of the almost an anti-inflammatory diet. One can almost call it an anti-inflammatory diet, because though most of the advantages stem from that. The idea of the endocrine system. Remember one thing, that an extreme calorie restriction diet, we don't propose that. I'm just giving you an idea as to what the advantages of calorie restriction happen to be. Extreme calorie restriction will do one thing that I feel is negative. And that is it increases the activity of the adrenals. Also, from a metabolic point of view, a positive aspect of it, it will decrease antioxidants. I'm sorry, please forgive. It will improve the oxidants in which are not good for you in the system, which destroy cells and are related to aging. Also, this diet will help the muscles in many ways. It will help the metabolism of the muscles, and they will function better. Not only the muscles of the body, but also the heart muscle. So by just turning on, by just this activity, just turning on the good genes. So it's about time for me to stop this rambling on. A rambling rose. I always wanted to sing. But anyway, allow me to say this, that in our program, we are recommending a Medi Fitness diet, which is a calorie restriction diet. It's a very simple calorie restriction diet. Remember, not extreme, will not turn the adrenals on, will not cause cortisol secretion. This is a mild calorie restriction diet that is normal for you. And how does this diet work? What I am going to tell you is one thing, is that we believe that you must take in fruits, vegetables, salads. You must have proteins, fish, lean chicken, nuts, grains, all of the things that our body are genetically programmed to metabolize. That's our diet, basically. And there are many forms of, and these foods can be made in a wonderful way. Tomatoes are wonderful, in a wonderful way. And remember, by taking in these elements, this type of food, it will contribute to the idea of epigenetics by turning on the good genes, increasing methionine, increasing betaine, increasing choline. All of these things turn on good genes. But let me explain this diet and how simple it is. You have to determine how tall you are. You determine how tall you are. Let's say you will then determine the idea determine how tall you are, of course, but what would be your ideal weight? Your ideal weight would, for females, would be essentially 105 pounds plus, add 5 pounds, add 5 pounds for whatever, the amount that is over 5 feet, which means that if you are 5'5", it would be 105 plus the, let's say if you're 5'5", 25, that means that it's 130 pounds would be your ideal weight. Now, what you do if a female is a very active person, multiply that by 18. If you are moderately active, multiply it by 16. If you are not that active, you multiply it by 14. And you multiply the figure that I just gave you by 14, and that will give you the amount of calories that you have to take in to maintain your ideal weight. Now, with males, it's a little different. It's 106 pounds plus 6 additional pounds for every inch over 5 feet, which is added to the 106 pounds. And that will give you your ideal weight. However, you multiply that again by the factors that I told you with the females, 18 for extremely active individuals, 16 for moderately active, and 14 for inactive, and couch potatoes by 12. So I'm not saying couch potatoes are bad. I mean, I happen to like potatoes. But the point is that that's how you get the amount of calories you need to maintain your active weight. Now all you have to do is eat that amount of calories every day. And you will find that's a form of a calorie restriction diet, because it'll be significantly lower than the amount of calories that you are taking in to maintain your current weight. Now, this might be a little confusing. You might have to listen to it a few times. If you are not getting it, then go to my book. The book will describe this a little easier. It's off the cuff, you see. Now, nothing that I do is planned. I just talk. And so that's how you lose weight. And that's how you maintain your weight going forward. And I call this our modified calorie restriction diet, because it really, the calories that you're going to be taking in are ideal. It's just ideal enough to maintain the weight that you should have going into the future. So get used to this ideal weight situation. Don't have any excuses. Do it. And you will find it's very simple. Learn this stuff. It took me a minute. No, not a minute. It took me 40, 45, 50, 60 years, 50 years to learn all the simplicity of life. Anyway, I appreciate you listening to me, because, I don't read anything off of anything. I just talk. All right. Take care, and nice chatting.